今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
Samurai Japan has secured its place in the WBC quarterfinals for the sixth consecutive time. This advancement was confirmed after Chinese Taipei won a close, extended game against South Korea 5-4 at Tokyo Dome on March 8th. Japan's qualification was decided before their evening match against Australia.
President Trump stated on March 7th, he's not interested in Iran negotiations. He suggested conflict might end only if Iran's military and leadership are eliminated, rendering talks pointless. This follows ongoing U.S.-Israeli attacks. Iran's president apologized to Gulf nations, while an interim council dismissed Trump's unconditional surrender demands.
Japan's Air Self-Defense Force has dispatched a KC-767 tanker and transport aircraft to the Maldives. This deployment is a preparatory measure for the potential evacuation of Japanese nationals from the region. The move comes in response to the escalating situation concerning Iran, ensuring readiness for any unforeseen circumstances.
A 4-year-old girl fell into a 6-meter-deep well in Sakaki Town, Nagano Prefecture, submerged to her shoulders. She was rescued and airlifted to a hospital by a Dr. Healy. The girl is now being treated for suspected hypothermia following the incident. Authorities are investigating how the accident occurred.
Israel has warned Lebanon of devastating consequences if it fails to control the Iran-backed Hezbollah. Following Hezbollah's March 2nd attack on Israel, new Israeli military operations have led to nearly 300 deaths and thousands displaced in Lebanon. Israel's prime minister stressed Lebanon's responsibility to disarm Hezbollah to protect its citizens.
At Kinuta Park in Tokyo's Setagaya Ward, trees fell for the second consecutive day. The latest incident involved 2 cars in the park's parking lot being damaged by a fallen tree. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported. Authorities are now looking into the cause of these 2 unusual tree-falling events.
An explosion occurred at the U.S. Embassy in Oslo, Norway, early on March 8th. Police confirmed minor damage but no injuries. Witnesses reported a loud blast and smoke near the embassy at 1 a.m. local time. Authorities are searching for the perpetrator, and no additional explosives have been found in the vicinity.
Russia launched intensive drone and missile attacks on Ukraine on March 7th. In Kharkiv, at least 10 people, including 2 children, died, and infrastructure suffered damage. Ukrainian President Zelensky stated Russia targeted energy and railway infrastructure nationwide, urging partners for continued air defense and weapons supplies.
On March 8th, a fire broke out on the 5th floor of the World Trade Center building, under construction near Hamamatsucho Station in Tokyo. About 200 square meters burned. Emergency services responded, and fortunately, no injuries were reported. Authorities are investigating, but foul play is not suspected in this incident.
Mount Mikan in eastern Hokkaido erupted on March 8th at 9:15 a.m. The Japan Meteorological Agency confirmed the eruption at Ponmashina-shiri crater, with smoke rising about 100 meters. This is the first eruption since last October. Keeping the alert level at 2 caution is advised against falling rocks within 500 meters of the crater.
次は社会のニュースです。
A Japanese self-defense force aircraft dispatched to evacuate Japanese travelers from the Middle East arrived in the Maldives. It departed early on the 8th and reached the island nation southeast of Iran in the afternoon. The aircraft will stand by for a government-chartered plane to assist with the evacuation efforts.
On International Women's Day, March 8th, Prime Minister Takaichi issued a message. She stated that Japan will grow strongly by expanding women's roles. The Prime Minister also announced plans to strengthen support for women's health. This commitment aims to boost national prosperity through greater gender equality.
The Prefectural Gender Gap Index was released on March 8th, International Women's Day. The political field reflects results from the February House of Representatives election. While improvements were seen with Ibaraki Prefecture's ranking rising, significant gender disparities still persist across various prefectures.
Japan's national team has advanced to the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. Their spot was secured on the 8th after South Korea's loss to Taiwan, ensuring Japan finished top 2 in Group C. The imperial family watched Japan's game against Australia. Japan's quarterfinal match will be held in Miami on March 14th.
The Imperial Household Agency announced on the 8th that Emperor Naruhito, Empress Masako, and Princess Aiko would attend the WBC game between Japan and Australia at Tokyo Dome. This marks Princess Aiko's first time at a WBC event. The Emperor and Empress had previously watched WBC games.
15 years after the Great East Japan earthquake, local reporters continue fighting against its fading memory, believing the disaster is not over. They note a significant decline in national media coverage. These dedicated reporters, some personally affected, remain committed to ensuring the events and their aftermath are not forgotten.
A memorial ceremony was held in Sukagawa City, Fukushima, for 8 people killed when an agricultural dam collapsed during the Great East Japan earthquake. Attendees offered a moment of silence. The Fulanuma Lake Dam in Sukagawa City had its embankment destroyed by the quake, causing severe damage.
An NHK survey found that 60% of municipalities expected to suffer severe tsunami damage from a Nankai Trough earthquake have not started pre-disaster recovery town planning. These plans are crucial for anticipating post-disaster reconstruction and ensuring prompt recovery, highlighting a significant challenge for vulnerable areas.
Mount Mikan in Hokkaido has erupted, marking its first eruption in approximately 4.5 months. The volcanic alert level remains at level 2. Residents are advised to stay vigilant and follow local safety guidelines. Authorities continue to monitor the volcano for further activity.
A tragic collision occurred at an intersection on National Route 8 in Toyama, resulting in 2 fatalities. A KI car and a passenger car were involved in the accident. The deceased are identified as a 14-year-old junior high school student and her mother. Investigations into the exact cause of the crash are underway.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
A survey of 120 major Japanese companies revealed that about 70% find support for working women's health insufficient or needs improvement. The development of these support systems is slow. Many companies specifically see addressing menopause measures as a significant challenge in the workplace.
Reconstruction Minister Makino announced plans to find ways to reuse decontaminated soil in Fukushima. This comes before the 15th anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake and the Fukushima nuclear accident on March 11th. The minister discussed these efforts during a recent Sunday debate.
Foreign Minister Motegi plans to discuss the Iran situation at the Japan-US summit next week. He stated on a Sunday debate that Japan considers Iran's nuclear development unacceptable. He aims to discuss ways to quickly calm the situation during the upcoming meeting.
Economy Minister Akazawa met with U.S. Commerce Secretary Ratnick. He requested that the Trump administration's new 10% tariff measures do not disadvantage Japan. The minister emphasized ensuring Japan's treatment remains favorable, consistent with last year's Japan-U.S. agreement.
The government began land transportation on March 7th to help Japanese travelers evacuate from the Middle East. This initiative comes 1 week after the start of military operations by the U.S. and Israel against Iran. The government is assisting those who wish to leave the region.
U.S. non-farm payrolls unexpectedly dropped by 92,000 in February, the Labor Department reported on March 6th. The unemployment rate worsened to 4.4% from 4.3% in January. This weaker job market, amidst rising oil prices from Middle East tensions, will challenge the Federal Reserve's policy decisions.
On March 6th, U.S. crude oil futures surged, reaching the highest price since October 2023. Brent crude futures also rose above $90 a barrel for the first time since April 2024. These increases are due to concerns about oil supply, following reports of a Strait of Hormuz blockade.
Nintendo has filed a lawsuit seeking a refund related to tariffs. This legal action could potentially delay pre-orders for the company's anticipated Switch 2 console. The impact of these tariffs is creating uncertainty for Nintendo's product launch plans.
The U.S. International Development Finance Corporation announced on March 6th it will offer up to $20 billion, or about 3.1 trillion yen, in insurance. This aims to restart shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which is currently blocked. The move hopes to stabilize global oil and gas supplies.
The U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced on March 6th it will prepare a system within 45 days to refund tariffs deemed illegal by the Supreme Court. This follows a court order to return unlawfully collected tariffs. The total amount collected illegally is estimated at 26 trillion yen.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Japan has secured a spot in the WBC quarterfinals, will be held in Miami, USA, starting on March 15th.
Taiwan dramatically defeated South Korea in an extra-inning tie-break match at the WBC on March 8th in Tokyo Dome. The final score was 5-4. This victory gave Taiwan 2 wins and 2 losses, keeping their hopes alive for advancing from the first round. This result also confirmed Japan's advancement to the quarterfinals.
South Korean media praised Shohei Ohtani's sportsmanship during Japan's 8-6 victory over South Korea in the WBC on March 7th. They highlighted his bow to the opposing dugout and his applause for his Dodgers teammate Kim Ha-seong's tying home run. Ohtani's dignity and manners were admired.
17-year-old Mao Shimada has won the gold medal at the Figure Skating World Junior Championships in Estonia. She maintained her lead from the short program and delivered an almost perfect free skate. This victory marks a historic achievement for Shimada, as she became the first athlete to win the competition 4 consecutive times.
The United States defeated Great Britain with a score of 9-1 in a WBC Group B first-round game on March 7th. The U.S. team had a strong offensive performance, including a 2-run home run by Kyle Schwarber. This decisive win marks their 2nd consecutive victory, positioning them well to advance from Group B.
Jockey Norihiro Yokoyama, 58, achieved a historic milestone by reaching 3,000 career wins in Japan Racing Association (JRA) races. He secured this remarkable achievement on March 8th at Nakayama Racecourse, winning the Nakayama 9R Wangen Stakes. Yokoyama is now only the 2nd jockey in JRA history to reach this incredible number of victories.
Akari Sakuma, last year's annual champion, has won the opening event of the Women's Domestic Golf Tour in Okinawa. She finished with a total score of 16 under par. This victory marks her 5th career win on the tour. Sakuma had entered the final round on March 8th as the sole leader.
Sayaka Sato achieved a second-place finish at the Nagoya Women's Marathon. The athlete, who competed in last year's World Championships, completed the race in 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 56 seconds. This marks her second consecutive year as the top Japanese runner in the event. The marathon also serves as a Los Angeles Olympics qualifier.
Controversy arose after the rising sun flag was displayed during the WBC game between Japan and South Korea on March 7th. Professor Seo Kyung-duk sent a protest to WBC organizers, stating the flag symbolizes Japanese militarism and reminds Asians of war. He urged the WBC to prohibit its use and take strong preventative measures.
The Imperial Household Agency announced that Emperor Naruhito will attend the WBC game between Japan and Australia at Tokyo Dome. He will be joined by Empress Masako and their daughter, Princess Aiko. This marks Princess Aiko's first time attending a WBC event. The Emperor and Empress previously watched WBC games in 2006 and 2009.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Iran has launched repeated attacks on Gulf nations. On March 8th, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar announced they were targeted by missiles and drones. Kuwait Airport and Saudi Arabia were among the specific targets. These ongoing assaults highlight rising tensions in the region.
U.S. President Trump has attributed the deadly bombing of a girls' school in southern Iran to Iran's doing, not American forces. Many children reportedly died in the attack. Amid ongoing U.S. and Israeli actions against Iran, President Trump also rejected the involvement of Kurdish forces in the conflict.
Military operations by the United States and Israel against Iran have now entered their second week with no clear end. President Trump suggested the possibility of large-scale attacks, indicating that the conflict could expand further. Tensions remain high as the situation in the region continues to unfold.
According to a report by Axios on March 7th, the United States and Israel have discussed plans to deploy special forces to Iran. This operation would aim to secure the country's highly enriched uranium stockpile in an advanced stage of conflict. Reuters could not immediately confirm the report's details.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi called for an immediate ceasefire in military operations by the U.S. and Israel against Iran. He stated the war should not have happened, warning that attempts to change the regime would not gain public support. This statement serves as a clear warning to the involved parties.
Due to the worsening Middle East situation, 188 Japanese nationals and their foreign family members have evacuated from Iran, UAE, and Kuwait. Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced on March 8th that these individuals were safely moved by land to neighboring countries with Japanese government support.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi warned Japan on March 8th against intervening in the Taiwan issue, calling it China's internal affair. He questioned Japan's right to interfere and cited Japan's past militarism. Wang stated that China and other Asian nations are highly vigilant and concerned about Japan's future.
U.S. President Trump has established an alliance with Latin American countries to combat drug cartels and terrorist organizations. 16 nations are participating in this new coalition, though Venezuela and Cuba are excluded. This initiative aims to strengthen regional efforts against illicit activities and groups.
Russia launched intense drone and missile attacks on Ukraine overnight on March 7th. In Kharkiv, infrastructure was destroyed, and at least 10 people, including 2 children, died. President Zelensky stated Russia targets energy and railway infrastructure, urging allies for continued air defense and weapon supplies.
Israel warned Lebanon on March 7th that not containing Iran-backed Hezbollah would bring catastrophic consequences. Following Hezbollah's March 2nd attack on Israel, Israel launched new military operations. These actions have led to nearly 300 deaths and displaced hundreds of thousands of people in Lebanon.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Former Japan football player Masakio Mizuno, 52, sustained a serious right knee injury during a TV Tokyo variety show filming. He fell on an unstable slope and needs 6 months to recover. His management company had warned about risks and asked for content changes. TV Tokyo apologized, promising to investigate and improve safety measures.
Hiroyuki Isobe, bassist for the band Alexandros, will play Chosakabe Motochika in the upcoming historical drama Toyotomi Kyodai. This casting marks a significant role for the musician in the popular Taiga drama series. Fans anticipate his performance in the historical production, blending music and acting talents.
NTV announcer Miyu Kuroda will become the 4th Sunday MC for the program Shuichi starting in April. She expressed her enthusiasm, stating her desire to help viewers have a wonderful Sunday. Kuroda also mentioned her interest in participating in location shoots for the show, bringing new energy to the popular weekend program.
NTV announcer Arina Iwata, 30, announced her departure from the company at the end of March. She will also be graduating from her role as MC on the program Shuichi. The announcement was made during the show on March 8th. Miyu Kuroda will succeed her as the new MC for Shuichi starting in April.
Shogi master Sota Fuji, 23, secured his 2nd consecutive NHK Cup TV Shogi tournament title and 3rd overall. On March 8th, Fuji, who holds 6 Shogi titles, defeated Masuda Hiroaki 8-dan in the fast play final. He skillfully reversed a difficult position to win, showcasing his strong performance in rapid shogi formats.
NTV's music show With Music will end this month. 2 years after launching, Fuji TV's weekly 99 Music is also concluding. This highlights a major shift in television's role in music. Digital platforms like Spotify and YouTube now drive hits, changing how music is consumed and how TV music shows function.
Hitoshi Matsumoto from Downtown briefly appeared in a Takasu Clinic commercial on NTV on March 1st. This marked his first terrestrial TV appearance in over 2 years following his activity suspension. While some support his return, a full-scale comeback to regular TV is deemed difficult due to industry caution, potentially limited to special programs.
Announcer Shinichiro Azumi revealed that his recent absence due to poor health was caused by acute gastroenteritis, experiencing significant nausea. He has now returned to his live radio broadcast after a 2-week recovery period. Fans are relieved to hear of his recovery and welcome his return to the airwaves.
Japanese artist Chanmina will hold her first ever concert at the iconic Tokyo Dome. This highly anticipated event marks a significant milestone in her career, showcasing her growing popularity. Fans are excited for this historic performance at one of Japan's most prestigious venues, promising a memorable show.
A comedian accused by Soshina as rule-breaking scum issued an emergency apology video. He performed a 90-degree bow, reminiscent of a dojeza, to express his remorse. The video garnered humorous reactions online, with many finding it entertaining, including comments on Yoshimoto's handling of the situation.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。